Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Gonna be trying out a new team for the next couple of episodes. This one was built by a Korean player called Donguk Jung, who got second at a pretty big Korean tournament with it. I wanted to try it out because RayOgre is an archetype that I haven't really been able to play with at all in Ultra Series, and obviously it's very, very strong, so wanted to give it a try. He posted a team report for this team on Victory Road, so I'll link it in the description below as well as his Twitter, so thank you to him for posting this team online. It's got some really fun things on it, especially the Togedemaru and Choice Band Rayquaza, so yeah, bunch of similar things from the last team, but all the sets are quite different. Incineroar here is running the Z move, and RayOgre is something that I haven't really played with in Ultra Series. So excited to try it out. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it, and let's get this episode started. So we're going up against some pretty interesting things. Aerodactyl and Weavile obviously stick out to me as the restricted mons, or sorry, non-restricted mons. But otherwise, Groudon, Amoonguss, Necrozma, and Tapu Lele. Definitely a pretty threatening looking team. So let's see. Band Rayquaza obviously hits for really hard. Probably going to bring both Rayquaza and RayOgre. I don't think this is a great match for Togedemaru, unfortunately, with Psychic Terrain on my opponent's side, plus Togedemaru not being great against my opponent's restricted mons, so I'm going to keep that one on the bench. Incineroar and Stakataka seem fine. Feeny also seems pretty good. I do have to actually consider leading something soon. Incin, Feeny, RayOgre, Rayquaza. Alright, let's try that out. I really wanted Stakataka, but yeah, in best of one, without knowing what set the opponent's Groudon is, like if it's special with Earth Power, then the Stakataka just kind of gets destroyed by it. Although, the more I think about it, the more I think I should have brought it, but it was tough to give up Rayquaza and RayOgre. I think Incineroar is really important here, and I wanted Feeny because that means I have 2 ways to one-shot, or really 3 ways to one-shot the Groudon. So, perhaps just getting a little bit too friendly with the Feeny from last game. Or from the last team, but this isn't too bad, I think. Interesting to actually see Aerodactyl make an appearance, though. That's kind of cool to see. Yeah, I would say this is a solid lead. I get the Intimidate off on both of these potential physical type attackers, which is quite nice. And in turn 1, I can just switch out into Rayquaza and go for like a Scald. Although, that's a pretty obvious play. Groudon here could protect as Aerodactyl just goes for something like a Tailwind. It also could be Skydrop Aerodactyl, which would be interesting. So, question is whether my opponent reads the Scald play. It's quite obvious, but if I were able to just snipe Groudon out immediately, that would be quite good. Leaning towards making that play. Worst case, Groudon protects, Aerodactyl Tailwinds or Rock Slides. Or Skydrops, even. I mean, I could also just fake out Groudon Icy Wind. I could even fake out Aerodactyl, but you know what? I'm going to go for the Scald play. I'm probably like expecting it not to work, but if my opponent gets a little bit careless and just gives it to me, then that puts us up so much. And the worst case here is the Tailwind goes up, but that's not even that bad, because then we can just still stay in and go for another Scald. Alright, so it is Mega Aerodactyl. That's pretty cool to see. Wasn't expecting to face one of those. So let's see if my opponent plays this safe. No Protect. Oh, nice. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, he's just gonna Precipice Blades. And we avoid it to add insult to injury. Yeah, so, I mean, I wasn't, like... There, the worst case scenario is Aerodactyl goes for a Tailwind, or maybe Rock Slides, but I'm okay with the Tailwind going up if that means I get rid of Groudon for as free as I did, especially because Aerodactyl is intimidated as well, so Scald Feeny is just so good on Rayquaza teams, and it's no surprise that both this team and the previous team had it. You know, because like Feeny doesn't really need any special attack investment early to be getting those knockouts anyway, so it gives you such a big advantage right from the start, and it makes Groudon's life just 100% more difficult. as Lele is going to come back in. Okay. So let's see. Definitely going to want to switch the Rayquaza out. Kind of want to double switch. I do have Icy Wind on Feeny. Wonder if it's like Psychic Z Lele, honestly. Yeah, this is still kind of an awkward position to be in. I just need to stall out Tailwind right now. Alright, let's go out into Incineroar. And I'm actually going to just go for Scald for damage on Aerodactyl instead of Icy Winding. I'm expecting, obviously, a Rock Slide from the Aerodactyl, which shouldn't do too much at -2. The question is who Lele targets. Yep. So he's going to go for Rock Slide. That crits the Incineroar, it looks like. Yeah. Wow, double crit. That's super annoying. But okay. And, oh my god. Oh. Okay. Well, that just happened. Double crit and a flinch. Yeah, I mean, I survive the Dazzle Rock Slide if I don't get crit there. It gives me fake out pressure. I should get a free Scald off there as well. Yeah. Not much to really say about that turn. But, okay. Ideally, though, the Rock Slide activates my Berry here onto Feeny. That would be nice. Like, obviously, it's still not over by any means, but that was a really bad turn. There wasn't really anything I could have done against that, too. That was just, like, classic Pokemon being Pokemon. I do have Heal Pulse, which actually could be pretty interesting here to preserve the Kyogre. Aerodactyl could just protect as Lele goes for an attack, but that's fine. Do I want to Heal Pulse here? Origin Pulse, and I think I want to just go for the knockout onto Lele with Origin Pulse and Scald. Okay, so Rock Slide connects. That should proc the Berry on Feeny. So hopefully no flinch. I'm also worried about Psychium Z Lele. Maybe I should have protected in fear of that. But he didn't Psychium Z last turn. Yeah, okay. He's just clicking Gleam. I mean, if we don't flinch here, we just get a double knockout. Nice. Okay, that's a huge one. I needed the Origin Pulse more than the Scald. Okay. If Feeny avoids the flinch, we're good here. Dude, come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Necrozma comes out. Last turn of Terrain. Or excuse me, Tailwind. Yeah, I think I'm gonna protect an Icy Wind here. I'm expecting Feeny to go down, but this Lele keeps clicking Dazzling Gleam, which makes me think maybe it's Scarf Lele slower than Aerodactyl. Because why would you not Psychic there in this position? Okay, that last flinch was super bad, but it's still not over by any means. Yeah, it looks like it is Scarf Lele, that's what I thought. Alright, well, you would think you'd have to target down Kyogre here. Okay, nice. That should be game. If we hit the Icy Wind. That was a little bit risky, obviously, because my opponent could have gone for the prediction and doubled up into Feeny, but I felt like I needed to make that play. Actually, probably would have been better to Scald the Lele, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be Scarfed or not. Let's Scald Lele here. He's still going to be faster, but that's fine. Because I'll get the Scald off, and then Rayquaza can finish off the Necrozma. Go for a Heal Pulse in case my opponent gives it to me for some reason. Yeah, Scalding last turn would have been maybe better. But, yeah, it did end up being Scarf Lele, which is interesting. Oh, he's still faster? Yikes. Then I misplayed for sure. Yeah, I should know my speed tiers a little bit better there. That's not good. Well, now it comes down to, can I survive single target Dazzling Gleam? And, yeah, can I survive single target Dazzling Gleam, and does Necrozma protect here or not? Ah, that's frustrating. That's my bad, not knowing the speed tiers too well. Yeah, I really need to learn the Icy Wind speed tiers fully. I don't remember how much speed investment this Kyogre has as well. I'm thinking maybe I can survive single target Dazzle, and if the Necrozma doesn't protect, then Crunch will get the knockout, and then I can just knock out both of these things. I have to Crunch here instead of Dragon Ascent Team. There's no reason to Dragon Ascent with Band Rayquaza. Okay, he doesn't protect. I'm kind of angry at myself. I feel like I really should have won this even with all the RNG. I played kind of poorly. Nice. Okay, yeah. Figured I'd survive, but wasn't entirely sure. Either way, that was too close for comfort. Yeah, I don't know if the Icy Wind play was my best play there. And obviously, forgetting that the Necrozma would be faster than Kyogre was the major mistake. Because I Icy Winded assuming I would be faster. So, that was yeah, definitely a lesson to learn from there. Otherwise, I'm okay with how that game went. Felt weird that my opponent just was relying on Rock Slide flinches so early on, but that's why I prioritized knocking out Groudon, because I knew that that's by far the biggest threat out of the way, although it ended up being Aerodactyl just flinching and critting through everything. But managed to win despite the 3 flinches and 4 Rock Slides and the crit, so yeah, can't complain too much about that. Kyogre getting the Origin Pulse off was huge because it just got so much damage off. I mean, it essentially almost knocked out 2 Pokemon by itself, but I'm content with how I played everything up until that turn where I protected and Icy Winded. Yeah, mainly because it looked like Lele was going to be Scarfed, but I still wasn't 100% sure at that point, so yeah. Let's say he wasn't Scarfed. I'm still reading into... Yeah, I mean, I think Icy Wind ended up working out because it does mean that Rayquaza outspeeds everything, which is actually pretty important, so maybe that ended up being alright. It's just the following turn. Yeah, like, if I'm confident he's Scarfed, then Protect Scald is the best play. I thought maybe Icy Wind could knock out too, but that was kind of a poor assumption. Yeah. Even if he's not Scarfed, he's never gonna protect there. Yeah, so actually Scalding Lele is probably just the best play there always, and then I can Icy Wind after, because Lele isn't gonna protect, and so if I survive the turn, then that ends up working out. In fact, I think it might be better actually to just attack with both of my Pokemon there. Actually, yeah, I feel like that's actually definitely the correct play. So I like looking back about it, I don't like the play I made there, because if I protect with both, I don't think you can knock out both Feeny and my Kyogre. In order to knock out Kyogre, you'd have to probably commit the Z move with Necrozma, and if you Z move, then you can't one-shot Rayquaza. Although I'm actually not too sure about that damage calc. Like, what I'm thinking there is I attack with both, and I just get the knockout onto Lele, and then it's like a 2v1, basically. But the downside is if I knock out, like, let's say he knocks out my Kyogre, I knock out the Lele, then Necrozma comes in, or Rayquaza comes in, I don't have Protect on Rayquaza, and so Photon Geyser could just potentially one-shot me. If that's the case, then maybe it's not. Yeah, like, not having Protect means you have to play a lot more carefully with this Rayquaza. We're going against Xerneas Rayquaza team for the next one, though, and that definitely wants... I want to bring both Stakataka and Togedemaru. Does my opponent bring a Mungus despite me having Feeny? I don't think so. Okay. I want to go Togedemaru and... Kyogre Feeny is actually interesting as well because I do have double Icy Wind and Haze. And not bringing Stack Attack against Xerneas seems so weird, odd. Kind of like leading Incineroar. Oops, sorry for that. I'm running out of time here. I don't know how to approach this matchup. You know what? I'm gonna give Togedemaru a shot. Togedemaru, Fini, RayOgre, and yeah, I mean, it seems so weird not to bring Stack Attack here, so I feel like that's a mistake, but Earth Power Rayquaza is really picking up in popularity, although I have Shikaberry anyway, so it's definitely a mistake not to bring Stack Attack. I mean, it's so good against Xerneas Rayquaza. I'm just not very familiar with how to play it, and I feel a little bit more comfortable with Xerneas and, Togedemaru and Tapu Fini. As we go Koko Incineroar. Okay. Yeah, the other issue is Stack Attack does get one shot by, like, Z move. Although, I mean, yeah, like, it's just better to bring Stack Attack here. So, might have put myself in a really big disadvantage right from the start, but no worries. This isn't this bad of a lead, though. Like, yeah. Although, the one downside is I can't paralyze things with Togedemaru, but that doesn't really matter in this position right now anyway. Yeah, let's fake out Incineroar and Icy Wind. Pretty free Icy Wind here. Koko could protect, could Gleam, or just switch out. So not gonna go for the protect. Okay, just gonna Gleam. It looks like Specs Koko. Oh, never mind, I'm just getting crit everywhere today. That's unfortunate, but oh well. No, we get a crit in return, which is nice. This does mean a pretty free switch into RayOgre. Yeah. I'm gonna switch into RayOgre and just go for a full powered Scald here. I could actually knock out Koko with Scald. I don't think I'm too worried about Koko. It's still a pretty big threat to Rayquaza. I don't think Scald's knocking out Incineroar anyway. He probably U-turns out here. You know what, I don't mind going for the Incineroar target, actually. It's just a bigger threat. Yeah, because, I mean, you have to click Dazzling Gleam once again here with the Tapu Koko. Rain Boosted Scald is gonna do a lot to Incineroar, though. Yeah, this was like a classic case of like 5 Pokemon syndrome, where I just like really wanted 5 Pokemon in this matchup and wasn't sure which one to drop. Koko switches out, okay. Xerneas? Yeah. And this is where double Icy Wind could be really interesting. Alright, full powered Scald and Rain against Incineroar. Does that activate a berry? Ooh, nice. Okay, and you guys for U-turn. Yeah, pretty predictable, but that's still okay. Let's see if Koko comes back in. Yeah, oh, it's actually Rayquaza. Okay. Interesting. Now I do have Icy Wind with this Fini, as well as this RayOgre, which is actually a pretty cool tech move. So I might actually just double Icy Wind here. Rayquaza could Dragon Ascent and knock out Fini if it's like banded. Otherwise, I think I should survive. I could also Icy Wind Haze, but that would decrease the speed decrease that I'm putting out initially. I actually don't mind double Icy Winding here because it brings Xerneas back to neutral, which means that Rayquaza in the back will outspeed it. As well as Togedemaru, actually, if my opponent gives me both, which is definitely conceivable if Dragon Ascent doesn't knock out either of these, because you might right now just go for Dragon Ascent and Geomancy. Could also just Dragon Ascent and Gleam or Moonblast, but might survive that. Okay, so it is going to be Dragon Ascent coming out. Let's see. Who does that target? Into RayOgre, okay. Okay, we do survive. Huh. RayOgre is faster than Xerneas. That was not what I was expecting. But that's... Oh my goodness, that does so much to Rayquaza after the special defense drop. Okay, nice. He doesn't Geomancy, he just Moonblasts. Okay. Double up into the RayOgre. Interesting. I don't mind that because RayOgre has done its job in brightening things out, and... I miss Xerneas. Okay. That's fine, I guess. And we almost knocked out Rayquaza. I'm obviously want to bring out Rayquaza, but if I bring out Rayquaza, you clearly switch Rayquaza on my opponent's end out into the Incineroar. So the question is whether I feel confident enough trading Rayquaza for a ton of damage onto Xerneas. Assuming Dragon Ascent Scald doesn't knock it out. I could bring out Togedemaru. I actually feel like I can win the game with Togedemaru and Tapu Fini though, so I'm just going to bring out my Rayquaza. Alternatively, I can bait the Moonblast into Rayquaza and switch out Rayquaza outright back out into Togedemaru. But I don't have Iron Head on Togedemaru, which is unfortunate. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to go for the Band Dragon Ascent. Question is whether I should double up into Xerneas, because if Xerneas has Protect, which it should, you can Protect and just sack off the Rayquaza, which is definitely a play I could see my opponent making as well. I'm going to double up into Xerneas, though. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be a full power Band Dragon Ascent going on to the Xerneas. Maybe I should have brought out Togedemaru. I just didn't have a good fleshed out game plan. If I bring in Tog, I can fake out the Xerneas. Probably Scald Rayquaza. Although I don't know if Scald's knocking out there. Shit after the special defense drop, yeah. That's probably a better play. Instead of just giving up Rayquaza here. Especially because with Band Extreme Speed, I should be able to one-shot everything after chip damage onto Xerneas. So, yeah, I don't like that I'm just giving up Rayquaza for free here. I think that's kind of a mistake. Let's see how much Band Dragon Ascent does. I was thinking that plus Scald could get the knockout, but I think I'm going to fall like 10% short. That's a shame. Sorry, yeah, less than that. I just click Dazzling Gleam. Okay. Alright, let's see if Togedemaru and Fini can close this out. Everything is super low on my opponent's end now. Although I suppose, yeah, this is where I messed up. Rayquaza is going to be faster than me now. I had the tools to win this one. I really thought Dragon Ascent and Scald had a good shot at getting the knockout, so it's probably a damage roll there, honestly. Hard to say. Unless Togedemaru outspeeds the Rayquaza. Oops. Sorry for the alarms. Have to fake out the Incineroar. It's called the Xerneas. Yeah, bringing Togedemaru is better, I think. Looks like he's just gonna sack Xerneas here, which makes sense. I guess theoretically Togedemaru could win this still. But if Rayquaza has Earth Power, then you bring in Rayquaza and Earth Power the Togedemaru. Yeah, I definitely had the tools to win this one. I'm kind of disappointed at how I played it. I shouldn't have, yeah. I was like, Ban Rayquaza, even with the Intimidate, we'll get the knockout. We'll be chilling. But it's better to get the chip damage onto Xerneas and maybe just put everything in extreme speed KO range, or even Dragon Ascent KO range. So sad I couldn't give Togedemaru the justice that it deserved. But it's still not over yet. I mean, if he doesn't have Earth Power, then maybe. Got a Zing Zap Incineroar. And I'll go for an Icy Wind. But okay, he Dragon Ascents. So maybe he doesn't have Earth Power. If we survive that, then we would have won the game, obviously. But yeah, I don't think we're surviving that. Well, maybe Togedemaru can do this. No, I don't think it can. I don't believe. That's kind of sad, because I actually did miss that Icy Wind on Xerneas, which could have been the extra damage I needed to knock it out, although I don't think that really mattered too much. Yeah, I don't... Everything's just faster than me. I don't think I can take enough attacks. But... Oh, it's Scarf Coco. Oh, no, never mind. Well, okay, well, I took that really well. Oh, he does have Earth Power. Okay, yeah, good game. I definitely didn't play too well in this one. Biggest... Yeah, I just wasn't sure how to really close it out with Togedemaru, Tapu Fini, but it's not like he's gonna, even if he sets up Geomancy there, that's fine, because Terrain's gonna disappear and then I can Nuzzle, so I think it would have been better to bring out the Togedemaru and Tapu Fini. Yeah, I felt, at first I was like, oh, I feel comfortable enough winning with Togedemaru Fini, but then I forgot that I'll take enough damage where Rayquaza can just knock out either of my Pokemon, and most Rayquazas, like so many of them, carry Earth Power nowadays too. So 100% would have been better to bring out Togedemaru with Tapu Fini instead of switching Rayquaza and just going for the double up. Or alternatively, instead of just Dragon Ascenting carelessly that turn, I could have switched out. I was talking about the play where I bait the Moonblast. That actually could have worked out pretty nicely. Bait the Moonblast, get some free Scald damage off, and then like go for like fake out Scald into the Incineroar, get the knockout there. I guess the Rayquaza still comes out in the back. Yeah, I mean, regardless, bringing in Togedemaru is better. Yeah, but I just didn't formulate like a good game plan quick enough to be comfortable with that. And I was thinking if the Dragon Ascent Skull double up does knock out Xerneas through the Intimidate, then we just win the game pretty much. Because then I could just switch out Rayquaza and Extreme Speed everything to close things out. So, don't know what the damage roll on that was. It looked real close, obviously, and had I hit the Icy Wind, that could have been a game changer as well. But in the position that I was in, you can't rely on that. So, yeah, not the best game on my end. Yeah, I don't regret not bringing Stack Attack, honestly, especially because the Rayquaza did have Earth Power. But once again, with Shukaberry, I think it's probably still better to bring Stack Attack, especially because in this matchup, I would have done a lot of damage to everything, although this one is like a more defensive Stack Attack. So I definitely had the tools to win this game. Like, I had the right Pokemon. The turn he doubled up into Kyogre, obviously I could have protected as well, but that's not... Like, I didn't regret not protecting there too much, because I wanted as much damage off. But I should have assumed Xerneas was going to be bulkier, because he revealed that he was slower than Kyogre, which is actually a pretty big point. Like, I kind of didn't really consider that when making the play that turn. And because you know that Kyogre is slower than... Kyogre outspeeds the Xerneas, which is kind of odd. You can assume that it's probably, like, very, very defensively bulky. So for that reason, doubling up into it was probably more of a misplay, because I had that information. Yeah, might have been a damage roll. Probably knocks out a lot of Xerneases in that range, especially if you have no bulk. But I obviously knew that it should have had some bulk, because it was able to survive the attacks. So yeah, pretty fun games though today, definitely for sure. Learned a lot, and like, yeah, this team is really good, I think, and it's very fun to play with. I just need to be better with it, but definitely some good lessons to be learned from today. So yeah, interesting games. Mega Aerodactyl. Togedemaru definitely put in some work. Unfortunately, if the Rayquaza didn't have Earth Power, maybe we could have won that one. But in the end, it did have Earth Power, so RIP. But definitely some fun games for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.